do transfer our emotions to others, and no matter what you're going through as a leader, if you're in a leadership position and somebody's coming to you, looking at you, because athletes tend to look at their coach's corner, and just one eye look is sometimes enough to reassure them, or just tell them it's okay, just do what you're doing. I want to ask you, both as a player and as a coach, is there any moment either in your life or an athlete that you were training that they were going through a real hardship and a lot of adversity and they showed great resilience? Is there any such moment that comes to your mind, and what does it take to have resilience to overcome serious adversity? What are those key aspects of a person?
I think I'll just share maybe 3 examples. One of it shows me faith, one shows me love for the sport, and one shows me that trust and determination to come back. I remember in 2005, before I started coaching, I took Sania, and both of us went to China to my former coach, Wang Xiaomin. Hangzhou is the place. And we went in around February during the Chinese New Year. So we finished our training session, we go out there and there's food there. And Sania is a pure vegetarian. And I needed her to eat food because she needed to recover the next day. So there was food kept here and I said, eat this. And the first thing he put in her mouth was actually duck's tongue.
Wow.
And that's the first meet. She just trusted me. She was like 14 years, 90 born, about 15 years old. And then she was like, eat it. And then, okay, bhaiya, tuck, tuck, tuck. And that's how it was. And another instance with Sania, I remember, which for me was very important, that attitude, is we were training for the Olympics and we went to Beijing. And every day we were training in the gym at 6 in the morning, and we played, we were there for almost 10 days. And she lost this quarterfinal match in China, in Beijing. And she was leading actually 11-4. From there she lost that match. And it was like quarterfinals. And next is semifinals medal match. But then on the way back at around 5:30 in the evening, I was like, Sania, tomorrow morning we have gym. And she was like, bhaiya. And I was expecting, and I was not even thinking that she would train the next day, because I just felt to get something out of her. She said, bhaiya, please. And I was expecting her to say, I want to have rest. And said, bhaiya, please, can we have it at 6:30 instead of 6? I think that kind of an attitude is what differentiates the people. So work ethic and culture is something which is more important, not the win or the loss, but really that. And then I remember Sindhu in 2013, we had the Asian Championships. She was playing Wan Xishan, and she won the first game. She was up 18-10 in the second game. And then Wan Xishan comes literally back, and there's like a 5,000 or 10,000 people in the stadium in China rooting for her. And then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then Sindhu's like literally tears in her eyes. She's like very young, very young. So she's like literally came back to the chair and said, I don't want to play. And I'm like in the chair, I'm just sitting there, come on, it's going to be okay. Somewhere down the line, these champions also have, they may not express it, but they have it when the chips are down, when things are really bad. They have something in there which actually pulls them and gives that little bit extra. And at the right moment, when it's almost
done and
dusted, they're able to pull it back.
Building world-class infrastructure that you talked about the challenges that you've faced. I mean, your academy, the center that you built in Hyderabad, against so many odds, was almost first of a kind, where there was a vision to create something like that. And it has made a wholesale change in Indian badminton, which is reaping results for us till today. Do you believe, by and large, that if if the atmosphere is right, if the backing is right, if the coaching is right, then Indians can produce world-class champions like you have. And similarly, I'm just taking that as an example for business and entrepreneurship, because you must have seen people being innovative, right, to succeed. So do you feel like in India, all we need is the right atmosphere and facility, and the rest will take care of itself?
I think the way I've seen badminton is that if we have, from a strength conditioning, this is how I put those things in my head when I was playing. If I am 70% as strong as the Chinese are, as the Indonesians are, or the Danes are, and if I have 70% of their speed, I have 30% more brain power than them to beat them. This is how I've kind of thought it over. And this is what, for me, I have seen and I continue to see. Yeah. Because we are really good here. And that is something which is our biggest strength. Where we struggle is to get our system in place. Yeah. When we have more people working, I think that's where the challenges are. And this is where, even in the sporting ecosystem, today, we have this challenge which is much more than what we had earlier, that there's so much of interest, so much of growth, but the system is not yet there. So you have corporates today, thankfully for me at the academy, we have sponsors, we have people who have come out and supported me. It is fantastic. Likewise, many corporates have taken a very keen interest in sport. The government of India has been phenomenal for sport. The last 10 years have been like unbelievable. I don't think any... very, very active, very proactive in supporting and promoting. The PM has been fantastic. All that is great. But then on the ground level, the NGOs working, the academies, the people's parents wanting their kids to be, kids aspiring to be. I think everything is. But is there a system and a defined demarcation of who is in charge of what or who does what? We don't have it. So I think that is where we really lack. For any results to come, you need players, coaches, support staff going up, infrastructure going up, and also policy going up. All the 4 pillars which should go up together. I think somewhere we're very good at infrastructure already, fantastic. Players also have done well, but coaches and support staff, we still don't have the same input and push. We're looking for easier options by getting foreign people and managing that, which is a stopgap or a band-aid kind of everything. And also policy is still not existing in that place. So there's a lot of confusion in that. In that confusion, great talent gets lost.
Right. But if